Straight up, I used to play video games like 12 hours a day. I was overweight, I was unhappy, and I hated exercising. But over the past few years, I got into pretty awesome shape. And recently I got into like crazy shape that blew my mind. It's something I never thought was possible because, man, I kind of have just like mid genetics. And I just look like an average kind of overweight dude for most of my life. And my testosterone levels are just kind of like super average. So I want to share with you a couple of ideas that help me get to where I am now. This first idea I actually learned from a book called Turning Pro, which is about creative writing. And he talks about turning pro as something you can do at any time. It's a decision you make. It's not a stamp you get from someone else. It doesn't cost any money. And it happens in an instant when you decide you're going to go all in and take a professional attempt at whatever it is you're focusing on in your life. And I encourage you to go all in on getting in shape. And if you feel like you're already doing your best and you're doing everything you can with it, do me a favor. Get a notebook like this out and just write down on each line all the things that you're spending energy on each and every week. Work, family stuff, all these different little pursuits that you're going after. And you might find that you have 25 different things that you're working on at the same time, reading great Russian literature. I'm getting into fly fishing and just all this other stuff. And you have a finite amount of energy in the day for things that you can focus on. Take it from me, a dude who is literally like addicted to gaming. I'm an absolute workaholic and I just become completely obsessed with whatever hobby or pursuit I get myself involved in. There is only so much energy you have in the day to spend on things meaningfully before you're just spreading yourself too thin. Let's just imagine that you are of Southern Italian heritage like myself. And because of that, you decide that you want to have 15 children because so you go to work, you make some money, you come home, you cook up the pasta and you're trying to feed all the little 15 children. But there's not enough pasta to go around for all 15 kids. By the time you get to Giuseppe and Giancarlo and Maria, there's not enough pasta to go around. And those kids are eventually going to die. So you might as well have just not had 15 kids in the first place. Don't be silly. Wrap your willy. Have 5 children and give them all the pasta they need to grow up big and strong. Focus on the things that you want to improve and go all in on them. I'm not saying you have to give up your life in order to get in shape, but at least just focus for a little bit. After that, you need to distill what the important things are when it comes to getting in shape. Yes, going to yoga and doing your mobility work is awesome, but it's not going to make you more jacked. Yes, eating organic avocados that were raised on a mountaintop in Nepal is fantastic for your spirit and the soul and the environment, but your body doesn't care and you're not going to lose fat unless you eat fewer calories than you burn. It's easy to get carried away with all the marketing out there for supplements and all these other different things that really are just kind of a smaller piece of the puzzle. If you want to grow more muscle, train hard with good technique, with weights in the gym, consistently. Get stronger over time, beat your logbook, and stick to a few basic exercises until you're ridiculously strong with them. If you want to improve your body composition overall, you should probably be sleeping 7 to 9 hours a night, and you should take control of your nutrition, eating fewer calories than you burn if you want to lose fat, and more calories than you burn if you want to slowly gain weight and build muscle. Eating adequate protein along the way, probably a really good idea too, and an easy box to tick. Pretty much everything else is secondary. And lastly, I want you to forget about the idea of getting lucky. No, not like that. I mean, getting in shape has literally nothing to do with luck. I didn't get lucky at all. If anything, like I said, I kind of have just average dude genetics, and I always found it hard to put on muscle. I always found it hard to lose body fat. I always just kind of stored a good chunk of fat around my midsection, but I just kept banging my head against the wall over and over, continuing to learn more, continuing to diet, continuing to train with weights, continuing to improve my skills and how hard I pushed and how consistently I pushed and how smart I was doing things. And I'm telling you that if you just continue doing those things for the next 5 or 10 years, you just run out of the ability to be unlucky. So just take your time with this, sit down, make a decision, decide exactly what you want to do, gather all the important ingredients that you need to make this happen, and then get rid of all the ones that you don't. Get yourself prepared and then just start cooking, man. If you just keep on cooking and don't stop, there's going to come a time where you're successful. It's not a matter of if you'll be successful, but when. Now get out there and make this thing happen.